Many successful business people often say that earning their first $1 million is the toughest challenge they face in their financial journey. This raises the question, why is that the case? A popular saying goes, "It takes money to make money," which highlights the idea that having initial capital can open doors to greater opportunities. However, are there ways to build wealth more quickly and efficiently? Through our experience in helping wealthy individuals manage their finances, we've identified some common strategies that the affluent employ to grow and maintain their wealth. Here are 10 key practices that wealthy people follow to ensure their financial success. Don't forget to comment, "I'm ready to change my life," if you're committed to your financial journey. Your path to wealth begins now, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Let's get started. Rule number 1. Choose business class for flights longer than 4 hours. This rule is simple. If I want to fly business class, I can afford it. It represents a mindset of abundance when it comes to money. Growing up, I rarely flew at all, and when I started traveling in my early 20s, I looked down on those in business class. I thought, why pay so much more when we all arrive at the same place? They're wasting money. Looking back, I realized I should have been curious instead of judgmental. I call this the DTOC principle. I should have asked, what do they get for paying 4 times the price? Is there something I'm missing? Over time, I learned that flying business class offers more comfort and peace of mind, knowing your luggage is secure and that the experience is better overall. If you can afford it and it aligns with your financial goals, why not treat yourself? A crucial lesson about money is that you don't need to justify your spending to anyone else. If you're meeting your savings and investment goals and something is important to you, go for it. I prefer having straightforward rules to simplify decisions. I don't debate about whether to choose Coach or Economy Plus. My rule is clear. If the flight is over 4 hours, it's business class. Your personal rules might differ from mine. They don't have to be about flying. Just think about what simple guidelines could work for you. These are my personal money rules, and you can adapt them to fit your own life or ignore them completely. It's all about what works for you. Rule number 2, invest in high-quality items and keep them for a long time. Many people agree that buying quality items is important, but when it comes to specifics, they often fall short. They say, "I totally agree. You need to buy the best to keep it for life." But when you look in their closet, it's filled with cheap, fast fashion, items that wear out quickly and need to be replaced regularly. When I talk about buying the best, I mean investing in things that truly matter to me, especially items I use every day. For instance, I have a beautiful wooden spoon from Japan for scooping coffee. It's durable, and I plan to use it for the rest of my life. Take my iPhone as another example. I always choose the model with the most storage. And my car? I bought a Honda Accord when I graduated from college, and I've been driving it for 19 years. Some might not think of a Honda Accord as the best car, but for me, it has been reliable and practical. I also invest in quality clothing, like a Vanya sweater, which costs more than my car. Items like these can last a lifetime and even be passed down through generations. Instead of constantly buying new shoes, I prefer to buy a few high-quality pairs and have them repaired when needed. It's unrealistic to buy the best in every category, but focusing on a few key areas allows for smart spending. Choose those areas that are important to you and commit to buying the best for the long haul. Rule number 3, spend freely on personal development with no limits. Being in the personal development field, I focus on helping people lead fulfilling lives by discussing topics like money, careers, business, and psychology. Investing in personal development is essential for me because I always want to grow and learn from others. My personal rule is simple. There's no limit on spending for my own development. If I come across something interesting, like an online course, a personal trainer, or a posture coach, I'll invest in it. These experiences have significantly improved my life. Now, the idea of having no spending limits might seem overwhelming or impractical for some, and that's okay. You can adjust this idea to fit your situation. For example, you might set a limit of $100 a month for fitness classes or $1,000 a year for educational courses. Choose what feels right for you. If this concept doesn't resonate, feel free to disregard it. The key is to find a balance that works in your life. Thanks for watching so far. We appreciate your support and hope you're finding this content valuable. If you're enjoying the video, please take a moment to subscribe and hit the like button. Your feedback helps us know we're making a difference and motivates us to keep creating more great content for you. Okay, let's continue now. Rule number 4. Work only with people who are respected and enjoyable to be around. Have you ever had a meeting scheduled with someone you really don't want to see? You look at your calendar, see their name, and feel anxious or stressed. After talking with them, you often leave feeling worse. Many people can relate, even when it comes to some of their friends. This feeling is a clear sign. A long time ago, I decided that in my company, I would only work with people I respect and enjoy being around. I didn't want to be unhappy at work, especially since I spend so much time there, and it's my business. This meant I wouldn't stay in any situation just for the money if I didn't like or respect my colleagues. As we discuss these money rules, notice how they shift from practical financial tips to a focus on living a rich, fulfilling life. The earlier rules were more about percentages and numbers, but now we're considering what truly matters for happiness and fulfillment. There are 5 more money rules to share, but first, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. It helps me continue creating helpful content for you. Rule number 5. Maintain a cash emergency fund that covers 1 year of expenses. Most financial experts suggest having an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. However, I prefer a more conservative approach. I want to ensure that if something really bad happens, like losing a job, I have enough cash to get through it. During the COVID pandemic, many people faced layoffs and panic because they didn't have savings set aside. For me, I keep a larger emergency fund. When I say cash, I mean it's stored in a bank account, not in my home. This money is easily accessible when needed. I don't worry about earning interest on it. I just want to know it's there if an emergency arises. If having a year's worth of expenses saved seems too much for you, that's okay. You can start smaller. Maybe save for 1 month, then work up to 3 or 6 months. It's all about what feels right for you, but having some kind of emergency fund is important. Rule number 6, save at least 10% and invest 20% of gross income. In my conscious spending plan, I recommend saving and investing 5 to 10% of your income. Some might wonder why I suggest this while also talking about higher numbers. The reason is that everyone should aim to save and invest at least 5 to 10%. As you earn more, you can increase those amounts based on your desired lifestyle. I believe that true wealth comes from investing, so I prioritize putting money into investments. I've been investing since I was 14, and as my income has grown, so has my investment. My goal is to enjoy a good life now and an even better one in the future. I understand that not everyone can save 10% and invest 20% of their gross income, as that requires a higher salary. If that seems too much, start with what works for you. Aim to save and invest 5 to 10% of your net income, as I suggest in the plan. A key strategy is to gradually increase your savings and investment by 1% each year. This small change can lead to significant financial growth over time. Rule number 7, pay in full for major expenses like weddings, honeymoons, and homes. Let's discuss a topic that often gets people talking online. When I suggest paying cash for a house, many respond with surprise, asking, "Who can do that?" The truth is, some people can pay for a house in cash, but that's not the main point. Years ago, a mentor of mine shared a valuable lesson over lunch. He told me he had a no-debt policy in his household. At first, I thought, that sounds nice, but I later realized how beneficial it is, even if it requires a lot of discipline. As you earn more money and grow your net worth, it's easy to want to spend and take on debt. If you choose to take on debt wisely, that's fine, but having a strict no-debt policy is a strong commitment. In my early 20s, I knew I wanted to get married someday, even before meeting my wife. I started saving money for things that mattered to me, like a beautiful wedding, an amazing honeymoon, and an engagement ring. The same approach applies to buying a house. Right now, we don't own one by choice, but we've been saving for that goal for years. The key for me is that when it's time to make big purchases, I want to ensure that cost isn't the main factor in my decision. I aim to save enough so that financial considerations don't dominate my choices. Is it realistic for everyone to buy a house outright? Probably not, and that's why this is my personal rule. Will we buy a house with all cash? I'm not sure, it will depend on interest rates, but I want to be in a position where that option is available to us. This is why I emphasize saving for future expenses. It's a principle that will always be valuable, regardless of the specific numbers. Rule number 8, don't hesitate to spend on books, appetizers, or charitable donations. I love creating rules that allow for freedom rather than restrictions. For example, I have a book buying rule. Whenever I see a book I'm even slightly interested in, I just buy it. I don't waste time debating if I should get it. If it sparks my interest, it's worth it. This same idea applies to other areas of life, like ordering appetizers at a restaurant. Growing up, my family rarely ate out, and when we did, we never ordered appetizers. Now, being able to choose appetizers feels special to me. I love saying, I want both of those. It's a small way to enjoy life. When dining with others, I encourage them to order whatever looks good on the menu. This mindset creates a richer experience for me. I also apply this unlimited spending rule to charity. My wife and I ran a charity fundraiser, and it felt amazing to see our friends generously donate. So think about what matters most to you. What's one area in your life where you'd like to give yourself unlimited spending? Maybe it's gardening. You could decide, gardening is important to me, so I'll spend freely on supplies, flowers, and anything else I need. Choose something that brings you joy and trust that you can enjoy it without going overboard. Rule number 9, focus on enjoying life outside of financial spreadsheets. Many people, including a younger version of myself, love to optimize everything using spreadsheets. We get caught up in calculations like figuring out withdrawal rates down to the decimal. But at some point, it's important to stop overanalyzing. Once you've set up your finances using a solid plan, it's time to stop optimizing and start enjoying life. A truly rich life isn't found in spreadsheets. It's lived in real experiences. For me, as someone who tends to over-optimize, I realized I needed a rule to encourage me to step away from my computer. This means prioritizing activities like staying fit, traveling, and spending time with friends and family. Remember, a rich life happens outside the spreadsheets. Rule number 10, choose a partner who shares similar values regarding money. Choosing a life partner is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Your spouse can influence your income, living situation, spending habits, and family dynamics. Their views on money will also shape how you feel and talk about finances throughout your life. It's essential to be aligned in values regarding money. Your partner might come from a different financial background, but what's important is whether you both approach money in a similar way. Are they open to discussing finances as you are? If you can connect on that level, you can work together to create a shared vision for your financial future. In my relationship with my wife, we prioritized open conversations about money. Instead of just me handling finances, we developed our own rules and processes together. As you consider these money rules, remember they focus on embracing opportunities rather than restrictions. I encourage you to adapt these rules to fit your life, values, and priorities. The clearer you are about what a rich life means to you, the more unique your money rules may seem to others. They should feel personalized and meaningful, even if they appear unusual to someone else. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments. For more informative content on finance, entrepreneurship, and self-improvement, subscribe to our Voice of Wealth channel. We post new videos every other day to help you succeed in various aspects of life. Have a great day, and see you in the next one.